All right. Okay, let's get started. Hi guys, how was your Monday? Um, I am going to today talk about exactly what I do to work my business in just an hour of my day. I think when it seriously comes to this business, you know, spending 3, 4 hours on this business, you probably could do a lot of things, but I know this you can be very successful in this business for only working an hour out of finding an hour out of your day to fit in exactly what I'm going to go over right now. I definitely do a little bit more of engaging in the boot camp. So, like, what I'm going to share today is more of how I work my business on social media, and Instagram specifically. But, this also doesn't include, following, going into the boot camp, engaging with the boot camp. So, or creating a post. So that's another part of it that it's not going to include this hour, but this is the vital behaviors of how to expand and grow your business on Instagram, how to start connections, how to invite. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys exactly what I do. I try to do this every single day for an hour straight, and I time myself. The more consistent you're at it, the more over time it's going to pay off. So even when I worked full time, I had crazy kid stuff going on. Like, I made sure no matter what, anything that I did in my business was I did these exact things that I'm going to walk you guys through. So this is what moved my business forward, not only in signing people up, but also growing my following to where I'm now at 11,000 followers. Okay. So I'm going to talk about engagement. I'm going to talk about conversations. I'm going to kind of give you guys scripts. And I'm going to just walk you guys through exactly what I do in an hour to work my business. And we're going to do it together. So if you guys have your phones and you want to do it with me, I'd love to do that because I'm going to sit down and do it with you guys. So, okay. So the very first thing that I do is there are 5. So I have this tracker that I use. This is one that my business coach gave me. I know you guys probably are used to seeing the Success Club tracker. That one works really well. This one I love because he actually breaks it down into 3 different sections. So it's called Heart, Hustle, and then he at the end has Harmony. So this is obviously more than just the 5 things that we're going to focus on, but some other things that he includes is personal development, affirmations. He has us write down 3 things we're proud of ourselves for the day, and then also having a recharge, restore, and 1 family activity. So every day I know, okay, I'm gonna do things that work on myself, but I'm also gonna do things that hustle in my business. And then there's also the harmony part. So taking care of myself and making sure that I'm spending time with my kids, restoring, recharging, and all that good stuff. So, but let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to time us. And if you guys want to pull out your phones, the very first thing that I do, I sit down, I get my Apple Watch out, and I time myself. So I give myself 5 minutes to grow my network. So within an hour, you can only follow 40 people. Okay, so if you do more than 40, Instagram will block you. So make sure it's only 40 people. I know it could be 42, 43. They've never blocked me for going a little over, but just try to stay in 40 people. And so what I do to expand my network is I follow certain accounts that are going to be my people. So one that I follow is it's called Busy Toddlers, and it's a lady who has an account. She has a lot of followers, and she does kid activities for kids my age. So I will go to her very last photo. So you want to make sure that you are following people who are engaging on Instagram. So it's one to go and follow a bunch of people, but making sure that they're actually engaging on something recently. So they're actually going into Instagram, because again, your job is to grow followers. So the hope is when you follow these people, they're going to follow you back. If they like your page, they see your page. But you want to make sure that they like to engage in Instagram, because you want people who are social on Instagram. So I try to follow, I go to the last post of an account that I follow, and I follow 40 people from there. And I do not look at their accounts. I just look at their little bubble and say, is it someone that I could see myself being friends with? Is it someone that I see myself having them a part of my challenge group? So I'm going to give us 5 to 10 minutes to go do that right now. So you guys are going to go follow 40 people. Do you guys have any questions before I start the timer? Again, go to an account, or you could go to a business that is near you. So another one is we have a cute little boutique in our area called Arlington Hardware, and or Hoity Toity. It's also called, there's another one called Hoity Toity. So I would go to that boutique because it's cute things that I enjoy, and I could see myself being friends with the people who follow that account. So I go to their last picture and I follow 40 of their people. So if you guys have an account, or you guys have someone that you follow that you enjoy, a blogger, you guys can go to their page right now, and I will time us, and you guys can follow 40 people. Okay, I'm gonna start the timer right now. Okay, a couple more minutes. How's it going? Good. Did you guys get your 40 people? Should we move on? Okay, cool. Yay. Okay, that's always the easiest one. And again, you guys will figure out, like, I swear when I go to that account that's like busy toddlers, like I can easily go down and the like first 100 people, I can find at least 40 people to just follow right away. And I only look at their picture because you're still going to go through a process of elimination. If they truly are someone, they still have to follow you. They have to allow you to follow them. And they will we're going to start having conversations with them, so you're going to figure out if this is someone that you're going to want to follow or not. And I figure out pretty quickly who to unfollow if they are not having conversations back with me or making a connection with me. Okay, so let's move on. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to engage with people who are following us. Okay, so I kind of do this in conjunction with starting new conversations, but we'll split it up just to make it easier for tonight. Because usually what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll like 3 of their photos and then I'll start a conversation with them. But right now, let's just engage. So I'm going to have you guys go to people you are following, or sorry, people who are following you. Because again, Instagram wants you to be social on this platform. It's called a social platform for a reason. So the more social you are on it, so the more connections you're making, even in terms of just liking people's photos, the more Instagram's going to reward you and push your stuff out. So anytime you make, it's kind of like Facebook. Do you guys ever realize, like, you guys see your friend, don't you guys see your friend stuff the most? But everybody, or like people like us who we engage in groups with, but when it comes to like someone I probably haven't seen in like 5 years, I probably never see their stuff. And that is because Facebook recognizes the people that you're most social with, and you're going to see their stuff just as much as they're going to see your stuff. So the more people you can be social with, the more they're going to reward you and say, "Oh, they're friends, so I'm going to make sure that they see your posts." So again, like, we don't spend hours doing this, but if you can spend at least 10, we'll do, let's just do 5 minutes of engaging. If you can do, I try to spend the most engaging and starting new conversations, and then I leave it to just like 10 to 15 new invites a day. So this is definitely a spot that I emphasize on, because the more connections and the more conversations I can start, the more Instagram's going to reward me and push my stuff out to them. So let's just do 5 minutes of engagement. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the people who are following you. You're going to go into the top, start with the top, and you're going to go in, and I usually like 3 or 4 of their very first photos in their last nine pictures. This is, for one, gonna help you with engaging with them. So Facebook's or Instagram's gonna be like, "Oh, you guys are friends." So they're gonna see your stuff more. So anytime you post something or your stories, but also they're going to open up their Instagram in the next hour or so, or even tomorrow morning when they jump back on Instagram, and they're going to see 3 notifications from you to liking their photos. You bet they're going to go look at your profile and just see what you're up to. And if it's someone that they don't know you, they're going to be like, "Who is this girl?" Like, they're going to check out your stories, your highlights. Like, if someone were to like 5 of my photos, I would for sure go check out their profile. So it gets eyes on your page, if that makes sense. So okay, so you're going to go to your following and then just go down the list. And for 5 minutes, we're just going to go engage with as many people as we can. Okay, so go ahead and start. Okay, time's up. All right. So next we're going to move on to starting new conversations. So this is something that I have actually been putting a huge focus on lately, just because the more people that I can start creating relationships with and talking to and having conversations with, are the more people are going to have eyes on my stories. They're going to start watching my content, and they're going to be the people that I am giving my free resources to. Okay. So I've kept it pretty simple. And I think I shared with you guys in my last like post that I was showing you guys, where I keep it simple, and it's as easy as saying, oh my gosh, like first off, or saying their name. So I'm like, hey Jennifer, you have a beautiful family. How old are your kids? So asking them a question to connect with them. And I go take a look at their profile, and I find something that I can find of interest or common with. So for me, usually it's my kids. It's easy to relate to them. Usually they're going to probably have a couple kids, or three or two or one. I ask them what their ages are, and I make a really quick connection, but flip it quickly into offering them free workouts. Okay. So I used to think I had to spend hours building connections with people, but I've learned that I'm just cutting to the chase and asking them if they want a free workout. So then I've been keeping a list of everyone that I've been sending free workouts to and checking back in with them. So the first initial conversation is, hey Jennifer, you have adorable kids. How old is your little one or your little ones? And then as soon as they respond, I move them in my DMs from, I think it's, let's see, there's two. Okay, there's a primary and there's a general. And I keep the people who actually respond in a specific column, so that those are going to be the people that I'm following back up with month over month. Okay. But I keep it as simple as, how are you doing? Or hopefully you had a great week. And how old are your little ones? And then from there, I can have another conversation with them. But right now, let's just start on 20 new conversations. I'm going to set the alarm for 15 minutes this time, give us a little bit more time. I usually start with people who are either following me, because they're the ones that are interested in what you're doing. Yeah, so in the DMs, there's a primary and a general. Do you have that? You don't? Okay, I wonder if is your Instagram private maybe? Is it public? I wonder, are you a creator, or is your account not a personal? Is it like a business account?
I think it's personal.
Okay, maybe that's what we can do. So let's switch your account. So let's not worry about it right now, and then I can help you after. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, once they respond, I move them over. I use my general. Some people use their primary as the one that they follow up with. I like to keep everyone that's either a current challenger or a friend in my primary. And then, or if I know to cross them off because they have a coach or for some other reason. But anyone who month over month I'm following up with, I keep them in that general section. So if they respond to my first initial, say my kids are 5 and 7 or whatever, I will move them quickly over to my general, because I'll continue building relationships with them as I go, sending them free resources and things like that. So let's spend 15 minutes starting 20 new conversations. And I would start with people who are following you. If you've already done a bunch of those, you guys can do people who you're following to try to make a connection with them to try to follow you. So, okay, 15 minutes for this one. And you guys know what to say. I'll put in the chat what I put or what I say. And if you guys know who they are, acknowledge that. Like, if it's someone that you are friends with, that acknowledge that, hey, how is your daughter doing or something? Acknowledge something that you know about. Okay, time. All right. So now we're going to move to the fun stuff is the invites. um so I try to focus on between like 15 to 10 invites a day. If you want to do more, you're welcome to. Again, I think it just comes down to getting in that routine of creating that pipeline of engaging with someone. So starting a conversation with them to then where you offer them free workouts and they get a chance to try them out or they don't. Maybe they do get most of the people that I give my free workouts to don't even get a chance to. It's when they actually invest in the workouts is when they're actually going to jump at the opportunity of doing them. But again, offering them free stuff to create that relationship to where they're going to turn around and trust you and want to purchase and help. They know that you're going to be there to help them because you're checking in with them. Again, if I send someone free workouts, I check in with them the next day. I have a list and I go back through and follow up with those people who I sent free workouts to. So we'll get to it where we'll have a follow up. But right now, let's go ahead and start with 10 challenge invites. So this is going to be either coming from free people who have tried your workouts and it's been maybe a couple weeks and they haven't had a chance to try the workouts maybe, and you say, hey, I know I gave you those free workouts. Maybe you didn't get an opportunity to try them out, but I have a monthly group if you need the support. Again, they probably didn't get them done because they need the support. They need the group to actually get started. You can go into past people who you've had. If they've been more than 4 weeks, I check back in with them and say, hey, curious to see where you're at. I know last month didn't work for you. Curious if you'd like more information on my next group. Again, our current May bootcamp is going on. I am always inviting to that until probably next week, because by the time, if someone purchases at the end of this week, it's going to take 5 to 10 business days to get their stuff. So I might as well hold them off till the June group, but I am still inviting to it. And I kind of play it by ear of how long is it going to take their stuff to get to them. And even if, let's say, you invite them to the May boot camp, doesn't mean you can hold off and get them in the June boot camp. You know what I mean? So I play it by ear. No matter what, I try to not be too specific when it comes to the invite and talking about the boot camp of what actually, because they all entail workouts, nutrition, accountability. Like you can make it pretty general. And then once they actually sign up, figure out, okay, what's the best option? Are they wanting to get started right away, or should I hold off and put them in the June group? But let's go ahead and start with 10. I'm going to do another 15 minutes of, actually, we're running short on time. So let's just do 10 minutes of invites, and then I can kind of wrap up the call and we can talk if you guys have any questions or whatever. But at this point, I'm reaching out to people who's liked my post, or I'm reaching out to people who are watching my stories, or I'm reaching out to my contact list if I haven't reached out to them in 4 weeks. So I kind of grab from a lot of different places, but I'm probably going to go to my stories right now and say, hey girl, you've been watching my stories. Curious if you want more information about my next group that I've been talking about because I talked about it in my stories today. Okay. So do you guys know, do you guys have a script to invite, or do you guys need one? Do you guys have one? I'll drop one here, and if you guys have one that works really well, you could put it here too. But let's go ahead and start inviting for 10 minutes. All right, guys, time. How did that go? Did it go good? See, it's not so bad. Yeah, and like the timer seriously is like game changing. And I turn off all my notifications. When I worked full time, I did do it a little bit in the morning. So I would split it up. So I would do half of it in the morning and half of it at night, just because that's what worked best for me. I didn't have a whole lot of time in the morning to do it. So I tried to do like 30 minutes of some of it in the morning. And then at night, I would sit down and do 30 minutes. And I was very, very open with my husband because he saw me on my phone and I would let him know that, hey, for 30 minutes, I'm going to jump on my phone. I am not just browsing the internet. I think communication is everything when it comes to our phones and around our families, because we have to make sure that we are letting them know like what we're doing. I'm just not ignoring the entire family and I'm just browsing my phone. I am going to work my business for half an hour, and I was intentional about it. I would turn on my alarm. He knew I had 30 minutes to work my business. And then as soon as that alarm was done, I would turn my phone off and it was family time. And I would, and usually it was when the kids were watching Netflix or my husband was watching TV. But I was very, very, very cautious about when I was on my phone and working my business when I was around my family, because I know that it can seem to think that we're just browsing the internet. And yes, balance is everything with family. But I also, when I was working full time, I had really big goals in this business and I had to fit it in at some point. And I worked full time. I would come home, pick up the kids, get the dinner on the table, spend time with the kids. And then I would say, okay, I need 30 minutes to do this small part of my business. And he was understanding of my goals, where it was going, and that it meant a lot to me. And so I think communication is really, really important when it comes to working our businesses, being on our phones, around our families, and honoring their time too. So hopefully this helped you guys. But if anything, like get up an hour earlier. Like I got up, and it sucks getting up early sometimes, but that was my time to work my business. I would work out. I would do 30 minutes of connecting while I was drinking my pre-workout, and then I would go off to work. So, you have to make time for this business in your day. Just like Josh Coates says it on that call. He's like, you would not show up to another job. Why would you not show up to this business? And treat it like a business. So show up every single day, even if it's for an hour, even if it's for 30 minutes. But you have to schedule this into your day, just like your own job. Like if you go to a 9-to-5 job, you're working these hours. So schedule those hours into your day, knowing that you're going to work your business. So I knew when I worked full time, I would work it in the morning and then I'd work it at night, and I would do some stuff on the weekend. So you guys, this business can take literally just an hour of your day, but you have to schedule it in. Okay. So do you guys have any other questions or anything that I didn't cover with the Power Hour? I know that there's still follow-ups to do. So you guys can be following up with people for 15 minutes. I would focus more around starting new conversations, because the more conversations you can have, the more eyes you're going to have on your page. And that's just going to lead to more invites down the road. So again, it's that perfect funnel of starting a connection, sending them a free thing, inviting them to a free group. I'm going to put it on the calendar, and I've yet to get it to you guys, but we're going to run a free clean eating group at the end of this month. So all these connections that you guys are making right now, you guys are keeping them on the back burner to be able to invite them to our free group. All the people who I'm sending free workouts to right now, are going to get an invite from me in a week or so to invite them to our free group, which, let me pull up the calendar. I think I'm doing it the last week of June or May, sorry. So next week. So I will get you guys more information of what exactly this free group entails. But come next Monday, is it already the 17th? Holy crap. So Monday the 24th, we're going to do a free group. So I'm going to start inviting people probably in the next few days. So I need to get my stuff together tomorrow, and I will get you guys all the information for the free group. But again, this funnel of conversation, sending people free information, just leads to being able to invite them to things down the road. And it just creates this pipeline of people that you always need to be refilling your pipeline, always having more people to talk to, and you will never not hit Success Club if you're always consistently filling that pipeline of talking to people and giving them steps. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions before I let you guys go? No? And you guys can always ask me too after the call. So, all right, you guys have an awesome Monday, and I will be getting you guys the free clean eating group stuff next week. I want to run this together as a group. I'll probably go live in the team page to talk about it, to explain it to some of you who are new. But this is a really, really awesome opportunity for you guys, for people to try out our boot camps for free for an entire week, and they'll get workouts, a meal plan, and our support, obviously. So I'll get you guys more information on that. But all right, you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.